ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. Sweden in blue versus Australia in white. Knockout stage on the women's side. Third seed Australia versus second seed Sweden. And I think this game is also going to be a very exciting one. We've seen Australia with very strong showing here in this tournament, and it's going to be interesting how they will match up against a Swedish woman, who certainly showed that they are also very strong as well. Played a tie against Norway.
Excitingly for our Australian viewers, it's a much more appropriate time of day, 7 a.m. in the morning.
Right, Sweden first to the ball, but Australia just in the time there as well. Oh, Keppel lost the mask. He was calm in the middle.
Australia now taking possession of the ball. Beautiful pass.
Moving forwards.
Through to the end there. And Australia looking to set up an attack at the Swedish basket, but the Swedish ladies are not going to make it easy for them, and we know from Sweden that they are certainly strong.
Yeah, so
Australia now looking to make some passes around the basket, and they find themselves in a 2-on-1 position, not able to convert that goal, but still doing an excellent job to hold on to the ball, and then pulled away by Sweden.
picked up a defender. Sweden stopped by Green, passing down with Doe.
Oh, and then snatched away by Yvette, who's locked up with a Swedish player, but manages to recover the ball.
Kilpatrick. Trying to keep the
lot of
ball for the
struggling
team.
now.
Oh, well done, Mascarena. Say it again, going for the ball. Still down there. Good lungs on her.
And now we are not going to want to see these girls doing too much fighting against Sweden on the surface, because, I mean, Sweden's certainly known as a very ferocious team in terms of their strength and power. Australia now looking to move in. Barringer, the captain, making a pass.
Theo keeping it. Lamont. Sweden now moving out a bit, trying to help out the forwards.
Nice little sneaky pass there behind the back of Carmen Montoya. And now players from Australia looking to continue making some moves, but swept away by Sweden. 2-on-1 attack there, and some holding without the ball by the Swedish players, not seen by the referee. And now Sweden looking to push out.
Good work. Going to Carlson to the right. Good effort by the Mans, trying to hold them up. Giving a team time to set themselves up. Their defense, and now Sweden moving in. Slowing down a bit. We've seen Sweden time and time again wait at the 1/3 line of the pool, just to get some more players from this, and then sweep in with 4 players, take up as much space as they can. There we go.
Looking to make some space around the basket. Ball getting locked up there.
Swedish.
Australia really going to need to hold their nerve to maintain their defensive position here.
All right, moving in from above. Lilia, good effort, attacking the goalkeeper. And certainly
Making a big pass down, a big pass on the goal.
player positioning to the left of the basket, waiting for the ball. Greendale locking the ball up, having it for Australia, moving forward now. Do you think their system moving in with 4 players is called ABBA?
It certainly might be.
Quartet of players moving in, or just when they play mixed?
Just when they play mixed,
just
I
when
think.
they play mixed, I guess, yeah.
Emma Green doing a great job to hold onto that ball. Being passed down to one of the Swedish players now.
Have to refresh on the chat. Should be the next game. Now Sweden having the ball in the middle of the pool. Let's go. Top chat to live chat.
Just trying to get the chat up, because I'm sure everyone in Australia is very excited by this game. Sweden now making a move in on the goal. And comfortably now moving the ball a bit further out from the goal, trying to drive the forwards out there.
There we go. All right, Sweden waiting for some players to move in. Forward for Australia, a bit far out.
Australia really going to want to try and recover this ball here and try and play a bit more on the offensive.
Go greener. Emma Stad, certainly for renewable initiatives. Right, Sweden coming in, another wave.
Big pass down.
Well broken
Swept up by Anna Green, making a big break across the pool. Can she use her speed? Passing across to other player Kata, and now moving forward with Sonia Kilpatrick in a wave of passes.
Kilpatrick keeps it. Shout out by her family from the chat. Kids are watching.
The kids are going to be so proud of her today. And we know now that the winning team of this game will look to play Colombia tomorrow.
Aussie crowd certainly present in the chat.
And Sweden doing a great job to read that pass. But Australia not going to let her go easily through the middle of the pool.
Still waiting for a streaking bet in the chat as well.
So those of you who weren't with us for the last game, we did have a streaking bet made that if there were there were going to be 5 Swedish goals in 5 minutes, and if there weren't, this player would streak through Stockholm. Who can one up that one? Sweden now locking up the ball, and as we said, really, really strong women in this team.
Recovery. Trying to get the ball.
Oh, we have the same player here streaking through Berlin and Stockholm, who's now... Yeah.
Shots fired in chat. We'll see.
We will see. We will see.
Sounds a bit like famous last words, man. So
I tell you what, if we might, I'll give you some free accommodation in Melbourne just to see you streak around there. All right, yes. Sweden coming in now with a really strong attack, and it's going to be a one-on-one.
Goalie, oh no, defender just in time there. Tien turns around.
Excellent job by the Australian defenders, making it there in time after a quick break away by one of the Swedish players. More waves of attack coming in here from Sweden. A wave of 3.
Wave, 2 players available, but she turns, ball carrier turns around.
Oh, and now the basket stolen by a Swedish player.
Oh, that's rough now. Can the ball get there? Has to turn back. Leo still staying on the basket, waiting, coming in again from above. Goalkeeper over there, but have to keep the ball away. Well done by Berenger, the forward, and with the goalkeeper together, but still staying on the basket.
And now fantastic Australia effort. Recovering the ball.
Sarah Ross, time to use one of those sick days you've been so long holding on to. All right.
See a big scrum here on the surface. About halfway through the first half.
8.5.
Both teams doing an excellent job here.
8.5 minutes played. Sweden locking up the ball on the surface, scrumming in front of the Australian basket.
Australia really going to want to try and push this ball a little bit further out. Oh, and then punched away by one of the Australian defenders. Can they recover this ball and try and get back into their attacking half? Both teams certainly going to want to score a goal in this first half.
Jordan's recovering but a bit of pass backwards. Come on. Yeah. Chica.
Recovered.
Down
Pass
to
down to
Lemandi.
Lemandi.
Two Swedish players.
And now we can see Hannah Barringer, the captain, and the goalie just making it back onto the goal.
Try to move in again, steal the goal, steal the basket, but good job by Australia, and that's called by the ref. Free throw for Sweden, so careful not have your basket stolen away again. Hobart is never safe, you know that. Scotty is in Hobart. Nobody's safe there from anything. Anything can happen.
We can see a lot of storms and coming outside. I think we'll look to have a timeout here.
Timeout by Australia. Yeah, fantastic job by Australia, keeping this game really open, having a good stretch of offensive gameplay onto the Swedish sides, moving in, having one scoring opportunity against them already. And Sweden steals away the basket for such a long amount of time. Don't see any exchanges so far. Just a bit of pep talk. Classic words, help each other, move out quicker.
Here we go. Australia looking to get it together. Oi, oi, oi! Hope you all turned your volume down for that one.
Certainly not biased here at the commentator booth. To my left.
Oh, not at all.
No
Certainly
bias
not.
at all, no bias at all.
Not at all. Look, I will say I love women's sport, but if this goes the way that I hope it goes, I will, I won't be allowed to commentate again, probably. And I'm really hoping Australia now can put up a very strong defence and not allow Sweden to score.
All right, timeout over. Sweden in ball possession, right in front of the Australian goal. And it's kind of natural that you usually chime in a bit for the underdog as well during a match, because you want to see the underdog show up, have a good fight, and maybe take it away in the end. That's the fun thing.
And
that's
giving
what
it a
we
crack.
are here for.
Yeah. Sweden certainly not taking that free throw quickly, allowing Australia to swap a couple of times on the basket.
Really pass down. Tien, ball cycling through the Swedish ranks, then moving in. Good effort. Again by Mascarenas.
Oh, and someone setting up the Marla position.
Oh, and that's going to be dangerous for Australia. Can the ball reach her underneath the basket?
Oh, Yvette's there, making a big, strong pull away. Needs to hold on to that ball and try and push it away from the Swedish. Pass down now. And we have a wave of 4 Australian players heading over to the Swedish basket.
Just going
and
for
basket
a swim through the pool.
Empty there.
And Sweden certainly in the way, not letting them cross over all the way immediately, but now.
Oh, we have a strong push here from Kata onto the basket, and he's going to need to do a really tough job of holding onto that ball there. With such a strong attack by Sweden.
Ball ripped out. Mateo again covering it for Australia. Defenders of Sweden moving out, helping out.
Oh, and beautiful work there by Sarah McCarthy.
Bit of a kick though, gotta be honest. So.
Australia now looking to move in. We can see 2 players there making a push on the goal, but
locked
swept
up.
away
Green,
by
Sweden.
Sweden.
Call by the ref, attack on the head. And I think this call should go against Sweden, yeah.
Australian free throw now, just in front of the Swedish basket. Going to make some quick exchanges on the bench.
Yep. Golden rule, if there's a free throw, just let the ball casually drop down onto the bottom of the pool. You have to take a long time to pick it up afterwards.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
it's a long way down 5 meters,
might be able to exchange in between, so.
Oh,
a pass not
don't want to miss
properly.
that pass.
And this is the opportunity for Sweden to break through again, backline.
Australia going to look to hold up the ball to allow their defence time to get back to the basket. And it looks like player number 3, Hannah Barringer from Australia, managing to rip it out of the hands of the Swedish girls, who certainly compete with her on physical size.
Barringer pick up quite a bit of crossfade over the last years to prepare for this tournament.
Her 3rd World Cup for Australia, representing the first team in Cali.
All right.
Last 3.5 minutes left of this first half. And we can see it's 0-all. Seems to be a bit of a recurring pattern.
By the way, I have a bet with the Swedish coach. If it goes for a tie, they're going to pay me some beer during the barbecue on Saturday.
Amazing. So you're certainly hoping for a tie here. How much are they going to give you?
I'm certainly not rooting for a tie. Who wants beer at a party? No.
And what happens if Australia wins? You'll get the whole keg, right?
I think then the Aussies are going to throw runs and runs after all. So it's fine anyways.
We've had another call from the referee. Holding by Sweden. White free throw. And player there
defender
from Australia looking to take the
position.
defender position. And we can see the Swedish defender kind of just sitting directly above her.
Something that the Aussies might have to pick up if there's a player stealing away the basket or the defender's position. Do a quick free throw.
Although I think Australia will probably be pretty content here just to rattle them a little bit at their defence. We have really strong drive here by Charlotta Jordans coming in, one of the most experienced players.
Moving in, Keppel moving in from the left, blocked by the defender. Tries one more, no. Goes to the middle, back to the middle. Mateo keeping it. Moving it to the left. Close side again. Play from the corner. Oh, good attack by the defender moving out. Mascarenas was readying herself. Good effort though.
Player number 77, Andrea Soto.
Andrea Soto.
Doing an excellent job of holding onto that ball.
Good pass forward. Oh, could have been broken up.
Jordans though. By Jordans.
Didn't get a hold onto the player on the ball immediately. Ball was.
Oh, and here we go. Ball drops down. Taken there.
Barringer held.
And beautiful pass
Keppel,
there to
moving
Keppel.
Forward.
One of the fastest players on the female Australian team. Looking to make it to an empty basket. Doesn't quite make it there.
Also Natalie Solano's girl crush, as we've...
Also what?
Oh,
yes, Natalie Solano's girl crush. Oh, here we go.
That
Another
happens
big attack.
And you all know, all this if you follow the Australian women's Instagram.
The top place to get your information on underwater rugby in Australia. Oh, snatched away there by the Swedish player.
All right, good pick up by Sweden, moving forward.
With less
Sweden,
than 2 minutes left.
Having a lot of trouble moving out of their own half. Australia doing a fantastic job holding them back. Oh,
Sweden now coming in a wave.
Kilpatrick trying to lock back. Good effort by her, getting in between the pass.
And what looks like a little bit of holding over the shoulder.
Yet again, Lilia recovering for Sweden. 49 seconds to go. See Sweden trying to set up one more play onto this Australian defense. Moving in to the left. Nilsson. Ball being played around the basket. Sweden trying to take up as much space as possible. Ooh, ball to the right, broken up.
Oh, and quickly grabbed onto there.
Green picking it up. Kilpa.
And then moved away
Mateo.
by Carmen.
15 seconds. Can they go for a fast break? Nah, I think this...
Big pull on the face and mask there, but Kata really holding her own to maintain possession of that ball. 3 seconds left. And that's half time. Half time there.
Impressed with the Aussie woman.
And Swedish women. 0-0.
Oh, that is certainly a tight game which we wanted to see for the last game of today. And we have Australia playing very well against Sweden, pushing them towards their own basket, sending in waves. Sweden, though, very routine. That's defending. Have played a draw against Norway in this tournament, so their defense certainly on point. And we'll see who can challenge whom in the second half of this game. 4 minute halftime break to go. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else, we're back here in the second half of this game. Sweden in blue versus Australia in white. And what a game it has been so far. It's 0-0, a tie, first half, and Australia going at it. Sweden had to defend over a couple of stretches of this game. Certainly nothing they want to do. Good defense by Australia as well when the Swedes moved in. And we're certainly excited what this second half will bring. All right, swim off and a little bit of advantage for Sweden. Actually a strong showing by Emma Green to be as fast as a Swedish player.
Yeah, Emma, certainly one of the fastest swimmers, national level swimming. And the Swedish team looking to take a space around the basket. Backs and defenders really pushing in hard there. And manages to be pulled out by one of the Australian players.
All right, moving forward. Good push by Chica.
And snatched away again by Sweden, but Australia are going to make it hard for them to get through the middle of the pool.
Wilma Tien, but immediate attack by two Swedish Australian players. Oh yeah, Celine was the one who started underwater rugby in Australia.
That's correct, yeah. So bought from Europe by Celine, playing in milk cartons with weighted balls for a period of time until the sport was able to be developed.
Oh man.
So Australian to play with milk crates.
We had South Africa at the World Cup in 2011 in Helsinki, and they played on tires.
Wow, okay.
Had their tires in the pool, and they had never seen baskets before they came to the World Cup. So after their first game, a couple of Nordic teams showed them how to play on water rugby.
Big strong
All right,
push here
Australia pushing
by
in.
Australia with 3 players.
Oh, good effort!
And held.
I think that's in. I think that was in.
Oh!
I think that was. I think
We
that's.
see a goal!
I think that's the goal for Australia. Moving in, pass underneath the defender to the left, pushing up. We cannot see the ball properly, but yeah, it was in.
Like
it was in. She
pulled
pulled it out of the basket.
basket.
That's the lead for Australia in the semi-finals. Hannah Berenger, and now this game is certainly getting more interesting. Spoiler alert for Melbourne, there's going to be a streaker coming.
Victor, I've got a spare room for you. Now, it's not over yet. Still 13 minutes left of this game, and I'm sure Sweden are going to come in hard. Australia are really going to need to be at the top of their game here.
Oh, no, yet again, taken away Lamand.
Sophie Lamand, small in stature, big in spirit.
Green, pass to the right.
And they want another one. Called by the referee, attacking the head. Not what Australia is looking for.
Shout out to all Australians on the way to work right now, watching this game. Certainly in for a good one. Australia 1 up against Sweden.
Sweden not going to be happy with that scoreline and certainly going to come in ferociously now against the Australian team. Beautiful pass down there by Emma Green, but a wave of Swedish players looking to keep the ball moving. Charlotta Jordans, one of Australia's most experienced players, moving the ball through the halfway line of the pool. And beautiful passes here we can see from the Australian women. Sweden doing a really hard job of trying to keep them out of their half of the pool.
Soto keeping it forward for Australia, being attacked by 2 Swedish players, but Mascarena centre back, picking it up, keeping it amongst the Australian women, and now moving in again. Wilson, pass to the right.
Oh, and we see player number 3, Hannah Berenger, taking some space around the basket.
Back out, Mascarenas regrouping for the Australians. Now, Sweden certainly in the uncomfortable position. They have to move out further, and Australia can play the ball around as long as they want to. I mean, it's 12 minutes, long time to go in a half, but still.
I think this is one of the things for a team as sort of junior as the Australian team is having to have those little tips and tricks to run the clock down, to keep the score at 1-0, not making big risks and sort of allowing the clock to run down.
All right.
Or smashing another one in.
We'll see about that. Wilson, but no, good job by the Australians, just circling the ball and drawing the Swedish forwards out. They have to move out now, giving up a little bit of security under their own basket. Sweden was very content having draws throughout the entirety of this tournament so far. Draw with Norway, draw with Denmark. We've seen the Danes going heavily at it against Germany today, and now Australia being one up against Sweden. Certainly a bit of a surprise for a lot of people. Maybe not the Australians in the chat who are heavily rooting for the team, of course, but then again, Sweden moving out.
Really important here that Australia doesn't get caught up on too many scrums on the surface with these Swedish girls, because they certainly are able to match and probably beat them in size and physicality. We see a lot of the Swedish girls doing lots of CrossFit. Oh, and here we have a breakaway by a Swedish player. Is she going to be able to make a pass on goal?
Going in, Jonsson to the right, player to the left, defender in place. Can she push the ball through?
Oh, and just snatched there, but no
up.
back position.
Montejo.
Green
keeping it safe. Mascarena's a bit of a risky pass, but she will move forward now. Has space to swim.
And go
Mascarenas.
Yvette. We have a player coming with her too. She's using her agility in the water and her strength. Unable to see the player right behind her. And dangerous pass there, but manages to be snatched off by Sonia.
Kilpatrick keeping it.
And as we know, Sonia's kids are watching at home in Tassie. And here we have a potential one-on-one position. But as we said, we're going for safe moves here from Australia now.
Sweden swooping in, trying to get a hold on the ball. Two Swedes. Australia doing a fantastic job keeping the ball amongst their own, passing it back and forth, having players in position underneath and at the back, playing it so safe. Kilpatrick holding on again.
And I think we're going to see
4
Sweden
minutes.
now
4 minutes already run down. Berenger holding on.
Really pushing out from their goal, looking to equalise this as quickly as possible. Andrea Soto right in the mix of it there, hanging on to the ball. Australia managing to regain possession and just being popped out.
Sweden now, you can see that how nervous they are, the passes they're making, not as comfortable as they have been throughout the latest games. Surely the pressure to have to score, to equalize, to even go to overtime now.
And snatched
good snatch away by Green,
Right.
being attacked immediately by two Swedish players, but good movement by her, just keeping it herself, moving forward. Good spacing also by her teammates, keeping the others away, not giving the Swedes space to move in.
Great development from someone who's a relatively newer player in Emma Green.
Monteo moving in.
Excelled in this tournament. Monteo, ball punched out by the Swedish players.
The man
recovering the ball.
Need some help, ball dropped, pick up by Green again, immediately being attacked. Good effort by her, keeping it. Berggren trying to get it away, but Green holding on, and now we can see them.
Second wave,
Wilson.
Australian attack coming. Wilson doing an excellent job there to support her fellow teammate under the water.
Passes back and forth.
Oh, beautiful work there.
You can see them, how they help each other out, staying underwater for a little bit longer. And now snatched away by Sweden. Monteo trying to get it back.
Sweden now with the ball, looking to pass the halfway mark.
Tien trying to move forward. Good effort, pass, but immediately attacked by Australia. Monteo dragging up to the surface, trying to get the ball out.
And a call there by a referee. I mean, from underneath it almost looked like ball above the water, but...
I think it's back into the hands of Australia again.
With just under 7 minutes rather, and a black timeout.
Timeout by Sweden. 7 minutes to go in the second half. What a nail biter there. Australia holding on to the ball so well, and Sweden seriously having troubles to move out of their own half now for the last 6 minutes since the score of Australia. And we can see the pressure rising for the Swedish team in this championship, and we'll see if they can actually hold up and recover from this, or if Australia will take it away with the gotta be honest, a bit of a surprise victory here in this game. So, yeah, never count anybody out if they're playing for the same spot as you are. Certainly have to be ready for anything. We've seen it with Germany before, who had to play a very physical game against Denmark for about 45 minutes. And we've seen Sweden versus Denmark going to overtime, taking a very good punch from a player to just bring Denmark ahead in golden goal situations. And now Australia with the lead over Sweden, and Sweden needs to equalize to even go to overtime in this game.
Australia going to really need to hold their nerve here. Sweden, I'm sure, are going to come at them with absolute brute force and just try and push through onto the goal. As we've said multiple times, you don't lose 1-0.
Nah.
You either equalise or you lose 2-0. And so I think that's what we're going to see from Sweden. And we can see a player right at the bottom of the pool looking to push up from the bottom to take the ball.
And I think in this case, as Chad already mentioned, it's either you win or you dine in Valhalla. So, Australia, Barringer holding the ball for Australia.
Barringer just so strong in this game.
Moving in, Strand.
And we see a wave of 3 Australian players.
Mascarenas losing the ball a bit, but good recovery. Kilpatrick. Now, Sweden in possession of the ball, and they're moving forward. Now, what can they do? Sure, after the timeout, they brought some of the strongest players back into the water. Claire asking for support to set up a club in Tahiti.
Claire, time to come back to Australia. Oh, and we're seeing a fast break.
Basket stolen away.
A stolen basket.
Can the ball reach the play on the basket? Good effort, but
and
basket still empty.
Jennifer.
You can see it choking onto the Swedish player. So has to move back up. Green taking the ball out.
Ball now back in Australian possession, but not far away from the goal, and Sweden not going to give it away easily.
Well done, Monteo, keeping the ball, going,
and
bringing it forward to her own teammates. Sweden now moving in with 2 players at once, trying to get this ball back. They have to score, 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes for Sweden to equalize, so enough time to do that, but Australia certainly doing a good job to keep them off the man. And now good opportunity for Sweden. Therese Blenner trying to move forward, held up by Monteo.
And what looks like a risky position in defence for Australia.
Blenner to pass down, defence in position.
Sweden now taking a position around the basket and trying to come up near the goalie position.
One hand in the goal by a Swedish forward. Good lock up by Berenger again. Gets the ball, rips it out. Well done by her.
But surely going to feel the full force of Sweden. And we see another wave of attack.
Coming in from above, Berggren coming in from a top. Ball kept. Move to the right, Persson. Mascarenas trying to hold her up. Green now onto her. No defender underneath the basket, but Green with the ball comes away.
And getting ferociously pulled at by the Swedish players.
Oh, basket open!
Basket was open.
Best chance for Sweden so far.
Less than 4 minutes left.
Nerd jokes in the chat. I certainly noticed them. Well appreciated. Cass most certainly doesn't understand it because she studied medicine and had a real life. Australia pushing the ball to the middle of the pool. I think it's still Emma Green holding on, but down, ripped up by 2 Swedish players. Certainly, you can feel the heat in the pool, and you can feel Sweden getting under more pressure. By the way, it's not the alt, it's the E that smashes. Doesn't matter though for underwater rugby.
And then
good effort, Berenger taking with the ball, dropped out to the back, risky for Australia, picked up by Sweden again.
Oh, an open basket.
Open basket. Goalie back in position. Mascarenas staying down there, helping out. Needs to hold on to the ball now. Sweden tries to bring as many players as they can.
Well done by the backs and goalies.
Tries to...
Coming back with another wave.
Attacking the
Very
goalkeeper
strong
from
attack.
above. Yet again, Berenger coming in from above. Trying to snatch the ball away.
And
Jordan.
held on to...
Jordan tries to hold on to the ball. 2.5 minutes to go for the Australians. Wittberg trying to get the ball out of her. And we can see the Australian defense now crumbling a little bit there in the back, but such a good job by the forwards to just lock the ball up, keep it away from their own goal, just push them to the middle, push the ball away. Now Sweden, and they have to move in immediately. Johansson, defense in place though. Can she go for the goalkeeper? Does she get a grip?
We have a 2-on-2 attack here.
Defense
very
in
strong
position.
looking by Sweden. Coming in with further waves. Oh, and big push on the goalie.
Well done by the defense. Coming in from above again, but good effort. Mascarenas again trying to pick off. Wittberg keeping it for Sweden. 2 minutes to go in the second half. And Sweden continues to move in. Our relentless attacks from Sweden for the last 2.5 minutes here in this pool. Australia, fantastic effort holding them off. Berenger moving her back out. Oh, 2 forwards now moving up, so this is going to be risky for Australia. Sweden might take this opportunity to go in. Oh, well done. Berenger actually went up and locked them up, so they couldn't go in. They were holding defense.
Just over a minute left. Sweden certainly going to want to score here. Going to come in with absolutely everything they've got. Australia cannot make any mistakes here.
1 minute to go.
Oh,
3 Swedish players moving in. Can the ball move to middle? Picked up again
picked
by
up.
Australia. Moving forward. Green.
Come on, Emma. Hold on to the ball.
And now move forward. 1 minute to go. 50 seconds to go. Good effort. Jordan's picking up the ball in the midfield. Has to hold on to it. 2 players available to pass. 3 Swedish players onto her. 40 seconds to go in the second half. Cass next to me. Kind of dying. Doesn't matter. I will commentate on. Nice. Sweden back in possession of the ball.
They've still got 30 seconds left. Australia need to do absolutely everything they can.
Score, move the
oh my gosh!
Empty basket. Sweden coming in from above.
Oh my
Can
God,
they bring the ball to the basket? Ball stolen away. Basket stolen away, but picked up by the defender again.
Hold
on to the ball. 18 seconds. Goal back in possession for Australia. Berenger moving in, tries to lock the ball. 13 seconds.
10 seconds left. Can they hold on to it?
Have to bring everybody down. 6 players underneath the pool. Exchange of the goalkeeper, tried to score, but can't move in from above. Ball still moving down, and there's the ball back in hands for Australia. 2 seconds to go. And we have the upset win for Australia. Going to the semi-finals for the first time. Crazy, crazy game here in Montreal. Most likely the biggest upset of this tournament so far. Aussie crowd going nuts outside. Taking away this game from Sweden. The Thunder from down under. Picking it up. Fantastic game by the Australian women. You cannot appreciate it enough what they have done over the last years. And we can see the coaching team, how happy they are. Going crazy, going nuts. Certainly an absolutely tough one for Sweden, having played such a fantastic tournament so far, but in a big pool like this, one fast break can win you a game. And I think we have a streaker going a little bit of a trip around the globe. Sydney, Stockholm and Copenhagen, be ready. Bets were made, bets were lost. Fantastic game to end the day. Thanks everybody for joining in, for chatting with us, for watching the games at the 2023 Underwater Rugby World Cup. It has been Cass with me here in the commentator booth, but she's run off to congratulate the team, as you can see her actually over there at the pool. It's me, Thomas, left, and good night to everyone. Hope we'll make it safely through the thunderstorm to bring you enough more exciting games tomorrow. See you and good night.